One that I really don't like because of my personality is never go to bed angry.
I've heard that too. Never go to bed
Yeah.
angry. Uh-huh.
I'm like, who decided that that was a great idea? Because I take a lot longer to process than my husband. He's so quick about it. He's so used to in his family culture, they just had a lot of quick explosive feelings and they'd work it out really quickly. But I have to take sometimes 48 hours even to be like, why is this bothering me so much? And so to work it out quickly makes me feel angry and resentful. So a differentiated approach to this would be more like recognizing that you're different for not having to conform to what somebody else is, but then giving yourself that time and that space to pause and to reflect and manage your own emotions, your own side without getting sucked into that narrative or story and being able to stay grounded. Yeah.
So better advice would be, it's not about going to bed angry. It's about making sure you have time to process for both of you.
And respecting the different timetable of each one. If one is really quick, then you have to do it that way. But when both can come to the table with a clear, calm mind, we do this with conflict resolution too. If you're not both in that space, just wait until you are so that it is more effective and you're not in that fight, flight, or freeze, and you can actually have some progress in your conversation.
Yeah. I read about John Gottman, who's one of the country's foremost marriage researchers. In
Right.
Seattle, he had a love lab,
Yeah.
and he'd invite couples to come and live in an apartment for a while. But they'd
Uh-huh.
hook them up to all these sensors on their body, measuring heart rate, body temperature, blood pressure. And they'd observe them. Some of the situations they'd be in would be tense, like how they would argue and fight. Then they would go back through and view all the video footage and try to code and make sense of couples that thrive versus couples that really struggle. One thing that he said is there's a 0% chance of having an effective argument when you're both elevated.
Right.
Your thinking part of your brain tends to go offline. So it's really about being able to maintain this. If you can just calm that down and come to conflict, at least with some sort of a settled down nervous system, I think you're going to be far more effective. So if that means going to bed, so you have a good sleep, so you're settled, so then you can now approach things with fresh eyes, I think that's
Yeah.
much better advice.
And I will tell you what, I always thought I had to conform to this before. So I would force it. And I was not very sweet and lovely. But when you give me 48 hours, I am so willing to own my part or even 24, but not before then. So if you
Mhm.
want a genuine apology, maybe you should wait a little longer for your spouse to cool down.
Yeah, that's good.